Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves Warriors. Everybody knows that Warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow Warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow Warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life, on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So my fellow Warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a warrior.
Welcome into the Schaefer Center, everybody, on the campus of Indiana Tech for the 2025-2026 WHAC Tournament Championship game between your number 1 seed Indiana Tech Warriors, currently receiving votes in the 26th spot of the final NAIA Coaches Top 25 poll. Indiana Tech with a 25-5 overall record, 20-2 in the WHAC. Only 2 conference losses, 1 coming against Siena Heights and 1 coming against this Rochester team. That was a 54-53 loss back on December the 6th. In that game, Indiana Tech's Taylor Covington and Jaden Gully had a combined 10 points on 4 of 14 shooting. Durbin Thomas led the way with a season-high 19 points, hitting 5 of 7 three-pointers. For Rochester, Kendall Zeider had 17 points and 12 rebounds, recording a double-double. Zeider has 10 double-doubles on the season, and that matches Jaden Gully, who has 10 double-doubles as well. Both of those are team highs for their respective teams. Looking at Rochester, they are coached by Jared Ocampo, who's in his 3rd season. They are winners of 7 straight. Ocampo picking up the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Coach of the Year award this year. Ocampo, last year, his team going 10-19 overall, 9-11 in conference play. Rochester finishing in 9th place. Now Ocampo has his team 21-9 overall, 18-4, so only 4 losses in conference play, being named the WHAC Coach of the Year. Rochester entering today looking for its first tournament championship since the 22-23 season. Their last regular season championship coming during the 2021 regular season. It's the only regular season or tournament championship under the Warriors' belt. Rochester Christian certainly has been one of the top teams in the WHAC throughout the past 6 seasons. Last time out was a 79-59 win against Lords for the Warriors. In that game, leading the team in scoring was Simone Summers, was Simone Andrews, the sophomore guard out of Port Huron, Michigan. She goes 5 feet 8 inches tall. Andrews has been the leading scorer in 4 of the last 5 games here for Rochester. Andrews entering today, averaging 13.3 points per game. She was named 2nd team all-conference and made the all-defensive team in the WHAC. She shoots 42% from the field. Also earning 2nd team all-conference honors was number 11, J.C. Summers, a junior guard, 6'1", out of Bel Air, Michigan. Summers was the leading scorer in the quarterfinal matchup against Cleary, scoring 26 points. Kendall Zeider, who has a season-high 25 points at Lawrence Tech. Zider wears number 21. She's a senior, 6'2" out of Troy, Michigan. She was named to the conference first team and the all-defensive team for head coach Ocampo. Making the all-freshman team was Amal Yunus, the freshman, averaging 4.2 points per game. She had a season-high 15 points in the win against Indiana Tech. Well, looking at the Indiana Tech Warriors, Taylor Covington, back-to-back Player of the Year honors in the WHAC. She was named first team all-conference this year. Covington entering today, averaging 19.3 points per game, which is fourth best in the WHAC and ties her for 21st best in the country. Her 154 assists, she averages 5.1 assists per game. That ranks her fourth best in conference and 12th most in the country. Taylor Covington now, absolutely outstanding, has 1,813 points for her career. That has her number 3 all time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're going to send it down to Jim Shovelin, our public address announcer.
At this time, we ask you please rise and gentlemen remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Rochester Christian Warriors. Starting at guard, a 5'6" freshman, number 1, Amal Yunus. Starting at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 5, Simone Andrews. Starting at forward is 6'1" junior, number 11, J.C. Summers. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 15, Ashley Loon. And starting at forward is 6'2" senior, number 21, Kendall Zider. The Rochester Christian Warriors are coached by Jared Ocampo. Assistant coaches Amy Zink, Arthur Asbury, and James Rogers. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your Indiana Tech Warriors. Starting at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Warren, Michigan, 0, Ryan Moore. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Albion, Indiana, number 2, Madison Weiss. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior from Dublin, Ohio, number 3, Taylor Covington. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Mahomet, Illinois, number 11, Durbin Thomas. And starting at forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Ashland, Kentucky, number 21, Jaden Gully. Your Indiana Tech Warriors are coached by Jesse Biggs, Associate Head Coach Kylene Biggs, Assistant Coaches Ed Dupre, Aaliyah Dade, and Lauren Tate.
Starting lineups are set for this one. Taylor Covington entering today with 580 points on the season. That currently has her ranked number 7 all-time single-season point leaders. Folks, she could easily get in the top 3 by the time this season is over, as the opening tip-off is taken by Kendall Zeider and the Rochester Christian Warriors, second-place team in the WHAC this year. That's Andrews on the far wing. She was second-team all-conference this year. Eunice is a freshman, number 1. She goes 5'6", out of Walled Lake, Michigan. That's going to be turned over here to Indiana Tech. Ashley Loon, also a starter here for Rochester. She shoots 39% from beyond the arc, which ranks her 3rd best in the WHAC. Covington, 17-footer, just left short there, working off the screen by Jaden Golly. Andrews just lost the handle there. Second turnover in this game here for Rochester. Yeah, once again, looking at Taylor Covington, 2,082 points. She would need to surpass that to get to second all-time Indiana Tech career scoring. Nice offensive rebound there by Jaden Golly. Golly, one of the top rebounders in the WHAC, entering today, averaging 9.3 rebounds per game, which is 4th most in the conference. Good pick by Golly. She drops down to the block. Ryan Moore just outside the elbow, and it rims in. First points of this game go to Ryan Moore and the Warriors. Moore, who is named second-team all-conference, has a season high of 23 points. That was at Lord's. Ryan Moore, one of the top field goal percentages in the WHAC. She shoots 51%. 1.5 minutes into this game as the inbounds pass goes to Andrews. Andrews goes 5'8" out of Port Huron, Michigan. Takes the feed back. Taylor Covington with the defense on Andrews. Spin move and the right-handed hook shot is no good. That was J.C. Summers, a junior. As Golly's going to be fouled by Summers on the block. Both J.C. Summers and Kendall Zeider are double-double threats. As we talked about earlier, Zeider with 10 double-doubles on the season. The last one coming February the 4th against Lords. She had 12 points and 10 rebounds. Golly, a 57% free throw shooter on the season, hits the first. Summers with a season high 26 points. That was against Cleary. Andrews, Zeiders, along with Summers, either one of them can lead this Rochester Christian team in scoring on any given night. Covington, for the most part, will lead Indiana Tech in scoring. Ryan Moore, at times, will be up there with her. 6 seconds and another turnover. So this defensive pressure we saw from the Warriors. What a game they had against Siena Heights. 8 steals in that game, forcing 19 turnovers. Jaden Golly with 6 steals against Davis, and the three-pointer, top of the key, is good by Taylor Covington. Folks, she is shooting it with extreme confidence down there on the floor. Indiana Tech defensively has been fantastic throughout the postseason, beating Cornerstone 97-45. Rebound by Ryan Moore. And traveling going to be called there as that dribble just got a little bit up by her chin. Not only that, how about the offensive play by Taylor Covington? So back on February the 11th, she had 3 points, a season low at Lord's. Since then, 23 points, 31, 22, 28, and a season-high 35 points against the 5-seeded Siena Heights this past Friday as Jaden Gawley comes up with the steal. Davis, who was first-team all-conference from Siena Heights, and Jaden Gawley just shut her down this past Friday. That was a block from behind by Zider. Looking at Kendall Zider, she's got 53 blocks on the season. That's second most in the WHAC, averaging 1.8 blocks per game. It's number 15, Ashley Loon. Try to get her some three-point looks. Eunice, the freshman. Summer, deep three ball, and it goes! JC Summer entering today a 22% three-point shooter, hitting 20 of 92. Sinks her first. Moore and Gully, space on the floor. Now it's Madison Weiss. Left-handed scoop shot is good for Weiss. Weiss entering today, averaging 8.2 points per game. She ranks 5th in the WHAC, shooting 38% from three-point land. Eunice on the crossover gets picked up by Gully. She's double teamed there for a second. Andrews, three-pointers no good. That was Covington with the defense, and Ryan Moore with the rebound. Covington going the opposite direction of the screen. She got double teamed. That worked more wide open as Zider gets the rebound. Eunice bringing it up. She's only a freshman here for head coach Ocampo. So Rochester having some issues here with this defense as Durbin Thomas knocks it away. Possession to stay with Rochester Christian here. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 5-0 play left. 5:04 left to play here in the first. Ryan Moore and Durbin Thomas going to take a breather. Gabby Ritchie into the game along with Jacqueline Cruz. Zider to inbound it, lobs it into space. Loon's got it. Feeding the block. Summers working against Jacqueline Cruz. Remember, folks, Summers goes 6'1". Jacqueline Cruz at 5.8 for Indiana Tech. Nice size does Rochester Christian have here with the two bigs in Zider and Summers. Gabby Ritchie left all alone. That side rim no good with Loon getting the rebound. Gabby Ritchie normally going to make that shot right there. Entering today, shooting 33% from beyond the arc, hitting 54 of 164. Zider, good spin move with the right hand, no good. Defended by Gully. Covington, as that entry pass going to be denied by Summers, intended for Jacqueline Cruz. And media timeout going to be called here at 4:17. We'll be right back, everybody. You're watching Indiana Tech women's basketball, powered by Summit City Sports.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a packed house here at the Schaefer Center, the best crowd that we've had all year long. How about Taylor Covington, top of the key? Her first three-pointer taken in this game is a make for the senior from Dublin, Ohio. One of the most decorated women's basketball players to come out of the Indiana Tech program. And under head coach Jessie Biggs, who's in her 14th season, has just absolutely turned this program into a juggernaut. Indiana Tech winning 5 straight regular season conference championships. That's 9 out of the last 10. As Taylor Covington now 2 for 2 from three-point land. Taylor entering today a 33% three-point shooter, hitting 77 of 234. But lately, it has just not been a problem for Taylor Covington as Gabby Ritchie runs through the pick. Andrews looking for her first points of the game. And double dribble going to be called on number 5, Simone Andrews. Andrews, who has a season high of 25 points. She's done that twice, once against Lords and once against Cornerstone. Very loud here in the Schaefer Center as the lacrosse team can take over a gymnasium anywhere they go. Last year they did that at the University of St. Francis in the NAIA opening round, where the Indiana Tech Warriors surprised St. Francis and gave them a victory there in that first round, opening round semifinal. Golly looking for more. Her pass was deflected. Ryan Moore picks it up and at the buzzer sinks it. Let's go. Ryan Moore, who last year made the all-freshman team for Concordia University Ann Arbor before transferring to Indiana Tech as Concordia shut down athletics. Remember, Eunice has made the all-freshman team as well. I like that little tap pass by Zeider, but Summers cannot finish as Moore pushes it up. Her pass knocked out of bounds by Loon. Checking into the game for Rochester will be number 33.
Checking into the game for Rochester Christian.
Tambry Williams, she goes 6'2". This Rochester team has some of the best height I have almost ever seen from a women's basketball team in the NAIA. Shad Bakar also into this game, number 10. She's a junior guard. Ritchie's got more down on the baseline. Durbin Thomas back in and finds a darting Gabby Ritchie, her first 2 points of the game, and that's a 10-point lead here for Indiana Tech. Head coach Jared Ocampo has to take a time out to help stop the bleeding. We'll be right back after this quick break.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
Welcome back, everybody. It's that three-pointer off the mark by Andrews. So we have 1:56 left to play here in the first quarter. Andrews 0 of 2 from beyond the arc in this game. The only player to score has been Summers so far for Rochester Christian. Golly working off the pick by Durbin Thomas. Covington. That's some tight defense being played by Simone Andrews. Ritchie has Ryan Moore opposite corner. Durbin Thomas left all alone for 3. Leaves that one short. And good job battling for the rebound there as Bakar gets it. Jahad Bakar. And first points of the games there for Tambry Williams. Just a sophomore out of New Baltimore, Michigan. That's where Williams is from Rochester. Very good player. Rebound by Loon. Rochester pushing the tempo right now. Just a 5 or 8 point advantage for Indiana Tech inside a minute to play. Andrews trying to get around Covington and does. Gets her first bucket off glass. She's 1 for 3 in this game. Covington over the timeline. Got about 11-second difference between the game clock and shot clock as Williams tracks down the rebound. Three-second difference between the game and shot clock. Andrews out by the timeline. Now top of the key. Bakar sinking down to the corner. Her pass into Williams, knocked away by Jaden Gawley. Zeros on the shot clock, so that's going to be a shot clock violation turnover. Madison Vice checking back into the game, along with Avery Collins, Durbin Thomas, and Gabby Ritchie to take a break. Scully's going to inbound it here for Indiana Tech. Has Ryan Moore. She's got space. Crosses up Summers, and at the buzzer, three-point look is no good. So Indiana Tech taking a 6-point lead into the second quarter, 15-19. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, the men's lacrosse team. They can light up an arena there. And what a play as that pass intended for Moore is deflected. Ryan hits it at the buzzer.
Second quarter possession, Indiana Tech.
Tamias Williams, the newcomer of the year, defensive player of the year in the WHAC for Rochester, came into the Schaefer Center this past Saturday and upset Indiana Tech, the number 2 seed. They'll be playing for the WHAC tournament championship tomorrow at Madonna in what should be an outstanding game. Vice working off that screen by Gawley. Great pick there by Jaden Gawley as Williams gets the board. Cambry Williams, just a sophomore at 6'2". She and Summers, the 2 6-footers on the floor for Rochester Christian. Ashley Loon goes 5'7". Williams battling it out with Ryan Moore. Summers, no good. So far in this game, 6 turnovers for Rochester, just 1 for Indiana Tech. As a matter of fact, Indiana Tech entering today with 313 turnovers on the season. They only average 10.4 rebounds per game, which is second least in the whole country. Nice mid-range jumper there by Ryan Moore. Once again, a 51% shooter from the field. So Indiana Tech, just like the men's team, one of the best teams in the country at not turning the ball over. Summers at the elbow, the catch and shoot. That one side rim's no good, and the collision there with Williams and Moore. Williams comes out with the ball. Simone Andrews pulls up inside the arc. That'll be a rebound for Taylor Covington. That's one of the things that might go underappreciated with Taylor Covington's game is nice, strong take to the cup by Avery Collins. Taylor entering today averages 3.9 rebounds per game. At any point, she can lead the team in rebounding. But of course, leading the team is Jaden Gawley at 9.3 and Ryan Moore at 6.6 rebounds per. Williams. Summers just inside the arc. Keeps shooting and gets that one to fall. Summers now 3 of 6 from the field with 7 points. Moore being guarded by Summers. Those two been going after it all game long. Williams down on the block. Some extra help defenses. Getting a hand on it was Bakar. Bakar looking to go coast to coast. Has the stripe swiped away by Jaden Gawley. Jaden Gawley, who has 66 steals entering today, 5th most in the WHAC. Indiana Tech with both teams with 31. Well, Indiana Tech with 30 games played on the season, 31.
Indiana Tech foul on 21, Jaden Gawley.
Jaden Gawley is going to pick up the foul. That'll be first. Both teams entering today with 30 games played. What's trying to say? Durbin Thomas back into the game for Indiana Tech as Avery Collins takes a breather. Ava Smith also coming into the game for Jaden Gawley. Kendall Zider back on the floor for Rochester Christian. Mila Alce also out there. Number 24. Working off the pick is Loon. I do not think Loon even has a shot attempt. She's 0 for 1 in this game. Zider. Good defense being played by Ava Smith. We got a jump ball possession arrow in favor of Rochester. Going to stay with the Red Warriors. To inbound it will be number 10. That's Shahad Bakar. Zider. Bakar down on the block, working against Taylor Covington. Good help defense by Ryan Moore. 8-point advantage for Indiana Tech. 6:30 left to play in the second. Scoop shot. They're going to call a charge on Ryan Moore. Zider getting herself into position. Summers, and taking the charge.
Offensive foul, Indiana Tech 0, Ryan Moore. Her first, team second.
It'll be Loon to inbound it. Ashley Loon, who averages 10.3 points per game. Top 4 leading scorers for Rochester, all average double digits. Zider. Bakar with the lob. Just a miscommunication there as Madison Weiss keeps it alive. Another turnover for Rochester Christian. Covington here on the near wing. Crossed it over, nearly lost the handle. Quickly got rid of it. Thomas to Smith. Smith throwing it into space, and Madison Weiss cannot track that down. The 4th turnover of the game for the Indiana Tech Warriors with an 8-point advantage. Rochester has yet to get the lead in this game. Zider all the way out by the perimeter. Kendall Zider has hit 3 of 13 three-pointers on the season. Bakar with the turnaround, no good, and Smith with the rebound. Madison Weiss. Moore triple teamed and is going to be fouled. And the foul goes against number 10.
Rochester Christian foul on 10, Shahad Bakar.
Shahad Bakar. Checking back into the game will be Eunice, the freshman. Madison Weiss to inbound it. 5:15 left to play here in the first half. Taylor Covington. Been about 10 minutes since she's gotten a shot off. Covington, good job protecting that ball from the defense, and Madison Weiss just misses. Will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Rochester foul on 15, Ashley Loon.
Ashley Loon going to be called with the foul, and she's going to check out of this game. Checking in for her will be Simone Andrews. Madison Weiss will be right back with her stats after this media timeout.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Indiana Tech always shows up for conference championship games. Eat in the house. One of the best crowds I've seen in about 5 years here at Indiana Tech. So Madison Weiss at the free throw line, where she's hit 7 of 10 on the season, a 70% free throw shooter. Hits Weiss, a junior guard, 5'6", out of Albion, Indiana, the home of Central Noble High School. Of course,
The online class portion of this.
Weiss transferring to Indiana Tech via Siena Heights. Siena Heights and Lourdes will not have athletics. I believe both are shutting down their school actually after this season. Zider. And Shahid, we got 3 seconds going to be called on, I believe it was Summers, number 11. Summers, who's played all 15 minutes for Rochester so far. Golly has Madison Weiss top of the key. Thomas working off the screen. Cruz down on the block. Weiss cannot hit the three-pointer. It's one thing that Indiana Tech has been doing very well lately. Shooting from the field at a very high clip throughout this WHAC tournament. Zider has it blocked by Golly. She may have the height advantage on Jaden Golly, but that is not an easy task right there. Jaden Golly making the all-defensive team as well as first-team all-conference this year for head coach Jesse Biggs. Golly has the #1 field goal shooting percentage in the WHAC. Bounding ball and coming out with it, that was Eunice. And Simone Andrews, the bucket is good. Way to battle down there, the freshman. Golly out of the corner. Jaden Golly shooting 63% from the field, which ranks #1 in the WHAC. Kendall Zider ranks #3 in the WHAC, shooting 53% from the field. Golly last year almost shot 70% from the field, just didn't have enough attempts to get recognized. 7-point advantage. Covington up to Golly. Jaden has a season high of 25 points. That was at UNOH. This is on the bunny. Eunice over the timeline. Good ball handler. You can tell the freshman Summers, another three ball. That one off the heel, rebounded by Gully. Summers now 1 of 3 from three-point land. Jaden Gully sitting with 2 rebounds. Both Gully and Zeider entering today with 10 double-doubles. Working the perimeter. Vice. Everybody sank down to the block with Jaden Gully. Left Madison Vice open from 12 feet. Now it's a 9-point advantage. Largest lead of the game so far has been 10 points for Indiana Tech. Andrews. Great job working herself open into the short corner right there. A little head and a little ball fake by Simone Andrews. She was able to get the space that she needed to drain that mid-range. Now it's Cruz. Vice from the wing, her 3-ball. Front rim's no good for Madison Vice. That's Simone Andrews with the board. Beautiful play there by Simone Andrews. We have 1:37 remaining, just a 5-point advantage. A lead that was once 10 points at the end of the first quarter. Rochester Christian getting loud over here, supporting their team. As Taylor Covington drains another 3. Her third make in this game. Taylor now 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Jacqueline Cruz with the steal. Rochester just kind of standing around for that one as Jacqueline Cruz was able to keep it alive. Cruz now working out of the corner. Elise has the defense. She goes 5'9". Thomas. Durbin calling for some motion from Gully. As Gully takes it over top of the key. Thomas setting the screen. I think Ocampo's wanting an illegal pick. As Eunice brings it over the timeline. Eunice being guarded by Durbin Thomas. Durbin Thomas is a junior guard, 5'6", out of Mahoma, Illinois. Summers with the screen. Jacqueline Cruz with the help defense. They had Eunice sandwiched. She did a good job of getting it over to Andrews and has her shot blocked by Taylor Covington. Great defense by the WHAC 2-time player of the year, Taylor Covington there, sticking with Andrews, and then the block one more time here on the Warrior replay with the left hand. Taylor Covington, they're going to say that was last touch by Simone Andrews. Ryan Moore checking back into the game. Jacqueline Cruz and Durbin Thomas take a breather. Gabby Ritchie also in for head coach Jesse Biggs. Just 7 seconds left here before halftime. Jaden Gully quickly getting it over the timeline. She's going to be walled off. Ritchie, three-pointer. And it falls at the buzzer. And just like that, Indiana Tech now with its largest lead of the game at 11 points, 28-17. Very exciting first half by both teams. Indiana Tech on a little bit of run there to end the first quarter. We're going to take a 12-minute break here in the booth, and we will be back with some highlights in the first half stats.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves warriors. Everybody knows that warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life, on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So, my fellow warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a warrior.
Welcome back, everybody. Here at the break, 28-17, Indiana Tech on top. Leading the way for the Tech Warriors, Taylor Covington with 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting from beyond the arc, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Taylor playing all 20 minutes there in the first half. Madison Weiss with 5 points, 6 for Ryan Moore. Moore, who leads the team with 4 rebounds, has hit 3 of 6 shots from the field, has 2 assists also. 1 point for Jaden Gawley. Gawley leading the team with 3 assists. Gabby Ritchie with 5 points. Gabby hitting that three-pointer at the buzzer right before the break, and Avery Collins with 2. Looking at Rochester, Christian Andrews with a team-high 8 points. 4 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Summers with 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting from the field, 1 of 3 3-point land. Williams with 2 points. She's tied with a team-high 3 rebounds. Indiana Tech shooting 42% from the field, 29% from beyond the arc, 50% from the free throw line. Rochester is out-rebounding Indiana Tech 20-3 in this game. Rochester shooting 35% from the field, 14% from three-point, and has yet to attempt a free throw. Just 3 fouls for Rochester in the first half, 2 for Indiana Tech. And it was a first half that just flew by. Take another look here. Jaden Gawley quickly getting it over the timeline. And she's going to be walled off. Ritchie, three-pointer. And it falls at the buzzer. And just like that, Indiana Tech now with it. Knocked it down. Then how about a couple big. They had Eunice Sandwich. She did a good job of getting it over to Andrews and has her shot blocked. How about the field at a very high clip throughout this WHAC tournament. Zyder has it blocked by Gawley. She may have the height advantage on Jaden Gawley, but Zyder, a 6'2" senior. And then Taylor. Rochester Christian getting loud over here, supporting their team. As Taylor Covington drains another 3. Her third make in this game. So Indiana Tech claimed an automatic bid to the NAIA National Tournament, winning their 5th straight regular season championship and their 9th championship in 10 seasons. The only team to knock Indiana Tech off a regular season championship were these Rochester Christian Warriors.
Indiana Tech.
And that was during the 2021 season. They were regular season champions. But since then, Indiana Tech winning 5 in a row. Moore gets her own rebound. That was 1-on-3. Durbin Thomas looking for the 3 ball. That side rim's no good. Thomas once again entering today with a 44% three-point shooting percentage. It has not been easy for her last couple games here at the Schaefer Center. Andrews and travel there. She just lost her pivot foot. on the slide in the lane. Andrews so fast, generates so much force there. He's had a hard time as that pivot foot did slide. Gully's got Madison Weiss. With the defense on Weiss is Ashley Loon. Loon, the senior from Oak Park. Nice bounce pass, and Jaden Gully takes the feed. Taylor Covington. Now a 13-point advantage, the largest lead of this game for Indiana Tech, up 30-17. Summers on the far wing lobs it down to Zyder. Gully with the defense, already got one block on Zyder, but a beautiful find to Eunice.
Basket by Amon Eunice.
That's her first shot taken, Eunice, with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 points on a perfect 1-of-1 shooting from the field. She did make the all-freshman team. As coaches around the WHAC, all 12 of them appreciated what she brought to the floor. We'll only have 10 teams in the WHAC next year, so we'll have more out-of-conference games. More, just a little bit strong with that jumper. Another conference final, or conference tournament final game in the state of Indiana. It's the University of St. Francis at Marion. St. Francis ranked number 6 in the NAIA coaches top 25. Marion at number 4. Speaking of Rochester, they got 2 wins against top 25 opponents, beating Tech and Carroll. Tech currently at number 26 in the country. Carroll out of Montana at 27 as Madison Weiss drains the three-pointer. Ryan Moore credited with the assist. Looking at Indiana Tech, they were 1-2 against top 25 squads. They beat number 10 Indiana Wesleyan 72-69 early on in the season. Did lose to St. Francis 60-50. Another one turned over as Dermot Thomas pushes it ahead to Ryan Moore, looking to get past Summers. Summers was just waiting for that one. At 6 foot 1 inch, Summers making it look easy out there. Not only that, she has great endurance, everybody. Only Summers and Covington have played the entire way. Covington's catch and shoot 3 ball with the hand in her face, knocks it down. No hating on Simone Andrews. That was good defense, but Covington has just been on a different wavelength here in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Tournament. And foul's going to go against Gully, I do believe, number 21. And it does. For Jaden, that'll be her second and the team's first. Yoon gets it in. Loon, excuse me. Loon. Tough on the dribble there, and they're going to call a foul against Moorer. Really looked like Loon was a little out of control with the dribble more with the foul. Just lost the handle and had a hard time catching back up with it. It's just loose on the floor there. And I don't know that Moore did a whole lot there because the foul went against Jaden Gully, excuse me. For Jaden, that's her third and the team's second. Ashley Loon, a 70% free throw shooter. Second one's no good as Moore comes out with the rebound. Loon, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe, does lead her team with 4 rebounds. Madison Weiss! Oh, and she's got some words for the bench. She says, I'm on fire. She's hit her last 2. Timeout going to be taken by Rochester head coach Jared Ocampo. And that's going to be a media timeout. Ocampo, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. We'll be right back.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
Indiana Tech is outscoring Rochester 11-3 here in the third quarter, currently on a 17-3 run, spanning 5 minutes and 33 seconds. Madison Weiss, big smile for her bench. Give me the ball, coach. Madison Weiss, 2 of 6 from three-point. Taylor Covington, 4 of 7. Indiana Tech as a team shooting 39% from three-point land. Indiana Tech ranks number 1 in the WHAC in field goal percentage and three-point percentage, number 8 in free throw percentage. Indiana Tech at 47% from the field on the season ranks them 5th best in the country. 35% from beyond the arc is 16th best in the country. So head coach Jesse Biggs has her squad playing some of its best basketball of the season, that's for sure, right here in the WHAC tournament. Of course, Indiana Tech's on a 3-game win streak. They did lose their second to last regular season game here at the Schaefer Center, and that was against Siena Heights, who played outstanding in that one. Jacqueline Cruz out of the corner, 19-point advantage, largest lead of the game. That one just kind of crept up on you. Thomas. As the bunny is good by Ryan Moore. Indiana Tech now shooting 46% from the field. Rochester at 35%. There's Williams. Williams, who has 2 points on 1-of-1 shooting. Summers with the fadeaway, left short. Cruz with the rebound. Taylor Covington, who was second-team All-American last year, looking like a first-team All-American player this year, and drains it. Her 5th three-pointer made in this game. Madison Weiss with the assist. Covington on the season, is that one nearly swiped away twice by Jacqueline Cruz. Summers contested as Ryan Moore got a hand in the face, and she gets the rebound. Great job. 6 3-pointers made. That was February the 25th against Cornerstone. Not too long ago. It was just a quarterfinal round. A big 97-45 victory. So one more 3-pointer will tie a season high for Taylor. 2 more would be a new one, as called with the foul is 3, Cameron Lowry. Carmen Lowry, excuse me, a 5'8" senior guard out of Detroit, Michigan. Another media timeout. Be right back after this 1-minute break. You're watching Indiana Tech women's basketball, powered by Summit City Sports.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech Pep Band led by President Carl Einhoff, a saxophonist. It's one of 4 saxophonists in the band. A couple of trumpets as well, some drums. They do a great job here for the home team crowd, and shot by Moore. She's fouled from behind. I believe that's going against Bakar, number 10.
Foul on number 10, Shahab Bakar.
That's her second and the team's second.
Team second of the quarter.
24-point lead for your Warriors.
Shooting 2.
Host sites have been announced for the NAIA opening round here in the state of Indiana. The University of St. Francis, about 4 miles west of us, they will be hosting. Marion University, the Knights out of Indianapolis, they too will be hosting. And Spring Arbor Cougars out of Michigan will be hosting as well. All 3 of those teams are out of the Crossroads League. All 3 are ranked in the NAIA top 25. Williams takes the feed down low. She's fouled by Cruz. She is a good player there, Tambry Williams. And she's only a sophomore. Cruz, that'll be her first and the team's third. Last year, Indiana Tech was sent over to the St. Francis opening round site. I'm wondering if Indiana Tech's going to be put at Marion, since how they have not played yet this year, if it's going to be strictly proximity. Williams misses on the second, but a big rebound there for Lowry. Lowry cannot get it to fall. Williams, offensive board, putback's good. Tambry Williams. Pretty excited about that one, as that's her 4th point on 2 of 2 shooting. Hello with the match. Madison Weiss. Eyes wide open. And Moore. Did you see that push? Moore with the foul. That's kind of wild. I don't see that very often.
0, Ryan Moore.
They should at least probably say something. None of the refs went to go say anything. Referee coming over to the scores table. Carr. Her first free throw attempt in this game is no good. Bakar, a 71% free throw shooter, hitting 24 of 34. 17-point lead still here. Excuse me. 27-point lead. Wow, it just keeps ballooning more and more. You look down for a second, next thing you know, another 10 points are added. 3-pointer left short, tracking it down was Covington. And in tight quarters, wow, Bakar, that ball was just glued to her left hand. I don't know how she maintained control of that one.
Indiana Tech foul on number 3, Taylor Covington.
Taylor Covington going to be called with the foul.
Team's 5th.
This is impressive.
Number 13,
Check out Bakar on the dribble drive. Gets contested right at half court. Right there is where I thought she was going to lose it. She's back at the free throw line.
Number 10, Shahad Bakar.
Shahad Bakar. Zero of 2, make it 1 of 3. Bakar, her first point of the game. Bakar averaging 4 points per game for Rochester Christian entering today. 25-point ad for Indiana Tech. They have been absolutely cruising through the WHAC tournament. A 97-45 win against Cornerstone, a 77-49 win against Siena Heights. Siena Heights, a team that beat Indiana Tech back on February the 18th, 84-82 in overtime. It's going to be Taylor Covington to inbound it here for Indiana Tech. She takes the handoff from Moore. Lob goes down to Ryan. 1-on-3. Ryan Moore. A little flex there. Moore just doing what she does. She's got 12 points now and 5 of 11 shooting. Every single game. Oh, wow, off glass. How about Simone Andrews? Banks open. Every single game, Ryan Moore just very slowly gets you double digit in points. Shooting a high percentage from the field. Cruz, top of the key. 3 balls good for Jacqueline Cruz. That is her 4th three-pointer made on the season. Everybody's feeling it here for the Warriors, now shooting 46% from beyond the arc. They're giving it to Williams, who's going to be called with the travel.
Warrior ball.
Tried to body up Ryan Moore. Ryan Moore would not give any ground. 1:42 left here in the third quarter. Vice has been on fire. Cruz hit her last 3. Taylor Covington has set the tone here for the Warriors. Moorer had a little ball fake and then gets fouled on the spin on the block.
Rochester Christian foul on 33, Tambry Williams.
Tambry Williams going to be called with the foul. That's her first and the team's 4th.
At the line for Indiana Tech, 0, Ryan Moore, shooting 2. Number 1, Amal Yunus checks in for...
Yunus checking back into the game for Bakar. First free throw for Moore is up and in. Ryan Moore now a perfect 3 for 3 in this game. Once again, a 68% free throw shooter. Entering tonight's WHAC tournament championship game. Second one's no good as Eunice flies in for the board. Durbin Thomas picks her up with the defense. Andrews working against Covington. Covington doing a great job of staying in front of Simone Andrews, the team's leading scorer. Now coming from the corner, and that was number 13, Jordan Peterson, a sophomore out of Canton, Michigan. She's got really good size as well.
Her third.
Peterson at 5'9".
Rochester Christian, 13, Jordan Peterson, shooting 2.
Peterson looking back at her coach like she's okay. Jordan Peterson, a 71% free throw shooter, hitting 12 of 17 on the season. She averages 3.1 per game. The first one is no good for Peterson. Newly inserted into this one, has 2 minutes so far under her belt. Down by 29 points, now only 28. Is Rochester Christian. Covington calling for a screen. Going to go the other way from Cruz. Now Jacqueline takes the feed. Peterson's got the defense on Jacqueline Cruz. Both players wear number 13. Covington, very little space out there. Thomas for 3. That one off the heel, no good. Lowry gets the rebound. She's on a Getty up. Instead, she'll pass it to Peterson. We're looking at the future here of Rochester Christian basketball with Williams, Peterson, and Lowry. Andrews nails it. 3 ball, good, top of the key. Simone Andrews, a 26% three-point shooter, hitting 26 of 100 entering today. J.C. Summers, a team best 26 points scored in the game. Jump ball, possession arrow in favor of Rochester. It's Ava Smith getting off the floor for Indiana Tech. My goodness. Rochester with only 30 points. It's one of the lowest totals. Of course, Cornerstone only scored 39. Cleary and UMD only scored 36 against Indiana Tech. Warriors going to take a 25-point advantage into the fourth quarter after this quick break.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
Welcome back. Well, Madison Weiss has hit 3 of her last 4 3-pointers. 3 of 7 in this game. She's hitting with 14 points. Big reason why Indiana Tech shooting 44% from beyond the arc. On the season, Madison
beginning the fourth quarter possession
with a season high 24 points. That was at Cleary back on February the 4th. So we start the fourth quarter. 25-point lead. Golly back on the floor. We got starters on the floor here for Indiana Tech. Moore nowhere to go there. Moore's like, really? As Peterson rips it away. Moore's got a nice smile on her face.
Rochester Christian foul on 13, Jordan Peterson, her first, team's first of the quarter.
So for Peterson, her first, team's first. Inbounds pass goes to Golly. Working against Williams, finds Thomas. Durbin nails it!
From Jaden Golly.
Thomas with her first three-pointer made in this game, now 1 of 4. Eunice. And looking for Williams down low. Good defense by Jaden Golly as Durbin Thomas comes up with the loose ball. Covington comes out with it. Rochester doing a good job of getting back on defense. Thomas. Warriors, boy, the whole lane was completely wide open. There's all the Indiana Tech players around the perimeter. Williams down low. Nice step through. Tambry Williams. She is pumped up. She's now 3 of 3 with 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Tambry Williams. Ryan Moore stopped on the dribble drive. Weiss is going to be fouled and hits the 3. Madison Weiss with her 4th three-pointer made in this game.
Rochester Christian foul on number 3, Carmen Lowry. Her third.
Lowry going to be called with the foul. Take another look at this one, everybody. Madison Weiss is just hitting them. The and one is no good, but Jaden Golly comes up with the rebound. Thomas thought better of trying to drive the lane with Williams there. That was Tambry Williams. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass, Thomas. That's going to be a shot clock violation. As she had to hustle for that one. On the bright side, at least it doesn't go against Durbin Thomas stats, just the team stats on the turnover. For Indiana Tech, the 7th turnover in this game. Rochester sitting with 14 turnovers. Williams, top of the key. Williams for her size, has really good speed and athleticism. She takes the feed. Jaden Gawley contests the shot and comes out with the rebound. Jaden now 1-on-2 in that situation. Holy moly! Madison Weiss now with 5 3-pointers. Both she and Taylor Covington are 5 of 9. Indiana Tech has hit 13 of 26 3-pointers. This is against the second best team in the WHAC as Andrews hits it. Simone Andrews now sitting with 15 points to leave Rochester. She's the only Rochester Christian Warrior in double-digit scoring. Thomas hit her last 3 ball. Jaden Gawley left all alone. Does not get much easier than that. Talking about passing up good shots for great shots. Jaden Gawley now has 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Peterson, Williams calling for it and gets it. Ryan, offensive foul going against Tambry Williams. He's called with the charge there. She was calling for it. Ryan Moore had set it up nicely like she was going to be able to pick her pocket, but the foul was called. Williams trying to get an advantage there with Jaden Gawley. Gardner, remember Jaden Gawley, an all-defensive player here in her sophomore year and a first-team all-conference performer. Foul goes against Peterson. That'll be her. That's her second and the team's 4th. Madison Weiss to inbound it for Indiana Tech. 11 fouls in this game for Rochester Christian, 8 for Indiana Tech. Lowry going up high to get the rebound. Carmen Lowry. As Andrews, the baseline jumper is nice. Thomas over the timeline, inside 6 minutes left to play in regulation. Covington on the far wing. Ryan Moore has a beautiful pass by Covington. Drew both defenders, left Moore wide open for the mid-range jumper. And that's really the strength of her game. Anything 5 to 18 feet. Ryan Moore just seems to be automatic here in this tournament. Williams, quick spin move. Moore got a hand on it, but she's going to be called with the foul. Moore said she got all ball. Foul goes against number 0. That's her 4th.
Her 4th. She's first of the quarter.
Avery Collins, Jackie Cruz, Gabby Ritchie checking in. Durbin Thomas, Ryan Moore, and Taylor Covington checking out. That should do it for Taylor Covington. She's sitting with 15 points. 5 points behind Madison Weiss for a game high. As Williams hits the first. Williams, a 45% free throw shooter, hitting 14 of 33 entering today. Just a 30-point advantage here for Indiana Tech. That just broke the largest lead of the game, which was at 32. Collins. She is fouled and will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Nice strong take by Avery Collins. Peterson gets called with the foul. That'll be her 3rd and the team's 5th.
Avery Collins at the line for
Collins, a 71% free throw shooter, hitting 17 of 24 entering today. She's hit 2 of 9 3-pointers on the season and shoots 47% from the field. Collins averaging 2.6 points per game and 13.5 minutes played per. Collins sinks them both. She now has 4 points in this game. Summers checking back in along with Zeider and Loon. Starters are on the floor for Rochester. The only starter on the floor for Indiana Tech, the only starters are Gawley and Weiss. Weiss is having a career night thus far, at least shooting from three-point. Zider trying to back down Gawley. That leaves Unis all alone. Unis open again. As the bunny no good by Zider. Jaden Gawley now with 6 rebounds in this game to go with 5 assists. Inside 5 minutes. Richie. Gawley's wide open there. They're just going to let her shoot it if she wants it. She throws up the 13-footer instead. Unis. Man-to-man defense, as we normally see from Indiana Tech. That bucket no good by Unis from 8 feet. 4 minutes left to play. Remember, the opening round sites have been announced for the women. At the conclusion of this one, we know Rochester's heading to the tournament. Indiana Tech's heading to the tournament. Be interesting to see if Lourdes or Aquinas get a bid, or Siena Heights for that matter. I mean, they beat Aquinas pretty good in the quarterfinal. I do think Lourdes for sure will be in. I think you got 4 teams going in on the men's side with Rochester, Lourdes, Tech, and Madonna. Madonna, the only guaranteed team. Cruz fouled on the block by Summers.
Rochester Christian foul on 11, Jason Summers. Herpers. Media timeout.
Media timeout here at 3:18. Indiana Tech enjoying its largest lead of the game here at 32 points. We'll be right back.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
Welcome back, everybody. Jacqueline Cruz heading to the free throw line. Well, Ryan Moore finishes this game. Well, she's on the floor right now, but she's got 15 points currently. Look at that 1 on 3. Timing is impeccable there for Ryan Moore, who also has 9 rebounds. So Ryan Moore on a double-double watch here at the Schaefer Center.
Cruz will be at the line for the Warriors.
Ryan with the season-high 23 points back on February the 11th against Lourdes. Ryan with 3 double-doubles, looking for number 4. Cruz misses on the second. So Jacqueline Cruz goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but does have a 3-ball made in this game. She's got 3 points. J.C. Summers, her first point since the first half. She now has 9. She was sitting with 7 points for a long time. Covington, skip pass goes over to Cruz. And I think they're going to call the foul on Zider. Maddie Mueller going to check into the game for Madison Weiss.
First second.
So Madison Weiss leaves this game 5 of 9 shooting from three-point with 20 points. Probably going to be our player of the game. As Cruz is going to hit her third free throw. Now 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. Make it 2 of 4. 32-point advantage. Ties the game high. 3 ball.
3-point basket by J.C. Summers.
And that's what Summers was trying to get to fall early on in this game. She's now 2 of 4 from three-point land. She's just now starting to heat up. Summers, who goes 6'1". Moore going the opposite way. Boy, look at that ball fake by Ryan Moore as she puts on the brakes. Gets the layup to go. She reached out with the left hand there on that ball fake. Extended it from her body. Nice strong take to the cup there by Ashley Loon. Inside 2 minutes left to play. Referee's looking at the clock, coming back to the table. We got 4 seconds on the shot clock, so I don't think it was ever reset. Ref checking the replay iPad here at the Schaefer Center. I love this play here by Ryan Moore. Ryan on the dribble drive. You can see that Summers and Zeider were collapsing on her. She threw out the ball fake and gets the bucket to go. Thing of beauty. Moore now has 17 points. So Taylor Covington checking out of this game for the last time in her career here at the Schaefer Center. Kind of a sad moment, but what a great career. Taylor Covington, 4-time first-team all-conference selection. Great bounce pass by Loon over there to Simone Andrews. Andrews now with 19 points. Over her season high is 25 points. Mueller. Hard to believe you're never going to see Taylor Covington play on this floor again. It's Gabby Ritchie with a layup. Covington set the tone too, hitting that first three-pointer in this game. Mueller puts on the brakes. And a blocking foul is going to go against Ritchie.
Her first. Team second.
Sydney Kessler in the game. Mueller in the game. Lovelace in the game.
Number 24, Jade Carnahan checks in.
Jade Carnahan in.
Lineup.
Cooper Stone also in. Nice size on the floor for Indiana Tech. Loose ball, and Andrews. Coach Biggs won over and back. Nice spin move by Zeider. She's fouled ahead to the free throw line. 27 seconds remaining in this game. Folks, stick with us at the conclusion of this one. Indiana Tech will be cutting down the nets.
First, team's third at the line, 21. Kendall Zeider.
First one is good for Zeider. It's her first free throw taken in this game. A 66% free throw shooter entering today, averaging 8.1 rebounds per game. We got the Start the Buses chant going on here at the Schaefer Center. Unbelievable 28-point win for Indiana Tech. And the Warriors, once again, are the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Tournament champions. Indiana Tech picking up its first tournament championship since the 23-24 season. Leading the way for Indiana Tech was Madison Weiss on 7 of 11 shooting. She had 20 points. Taylor Covington with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Ryan Moore, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists.
Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament champions.
Absolutely.
Indiana Tech Warriors.
As Jim Shovlin calls out to the Warriors. 2025-2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome to the court Mr. Eric Ward,
Tournament
Deacon
champs.
Commissioner of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, as he presents the championship trophy.
Indiana Tech, their 6th tournament championship in 8 years, their first since 2023-2024 season. This coming off their 5th straight regular season championship. So folks, I do believe they're going to be cutting down the nets here in a moment at the Schaefer Center. Take a look at Rochester Christian. Eunice had 2 points, 19 for Andrews, 12 for Summers, 3 for Loon. Zyder had 1 point, 4 rebounds, 2 points for Bakar, 1 for Peterson. Williams had 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Tambry Williams. Back to Indiana Tech, Avery Collins with 4 points, Jacqueline Cruz with 5, Gabby Ritchie had 7, Jaden Gawley had 5 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Indiana Tech shooting 51% from the field as a team. 46% from beyond the arc, 60% from the free throw line, as you see Taylor Covington cutting down the nets for the last time here at the Schaefer Center. She has done so many times. A 4-time regular season champion is Taylor Covington, and a 2-time conference tournament championship champion. Rochester won the tournament championship in her freshman year. So Indiana Tech, once again, will wait to see where it gets slated. Will that be over there at the University of St. Francis? To tell you one thing, the Cougars would not be that happy about that. Jaden Gawley set to cut down the nets. Jaden, who leads the team with 10 double-doubles on the year. All the players getting their picture taken with a little bit of the net. And we're opening round here of the NAIA National Tournament be at various sites around the country, mostly though in the Midwest. The furthest west is in Idaho. I believe that's Langston College out of Idaho. The furthest east is Rio Grande out of Ohio. Furthest north, well, that's Langston too. No, it's Lewis Clark State out of Idaho, out of Lewiston, Idaho. So they're the furthest west. The furthest team in the south to host is Faulkner. Bethel out of Tennessee, Campbellsville out of Kentucky, Dakota State out of South Dakota, Dakota Wesleyan out of South Dakota, Dorr out of Iowa, Evan Evangel out of Missouri, Faulkner out of Alabama, Freed Hardman out of Tennessee, Friends out of Kansas, Georgetown out of Kentucky, Lewis Clark State out of Idaho, Marion out of Indiana, Mid-America Nazarene out of Kansas, Rio Grande out of Ohio, St. Francis out of Indiana, and Spring Arbor out of Michigan will all be your host sites for the 2026 NAIA Women's Basketball Championship first and second round. After that, everybody will head to Sioux City, Iowa, to the Tyson Events Center for the rest of the championship. So the winner from each site (16 host sites). They just switched this. I believe it was when we had the merger of D1 and D2. Before the merger, everybody would go to Sioux City and everybody would go to Branson, Missouri, when the teams here in Fort Wayne were D2. Branson, Missouri, and then that changed over to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So Branson decided they were not going to host the tournament anymore because at the time they were saying, or the NAIA said, that they couldn't guarantee that none of the players would kneel or would not kneel. So then Branson stopped hosting. And Branson is like a kind of like a little Vegas. They have like a strip, and it was actually a pretty cool place to host. If anybody knows Branson College, I believe it is, but it's known as Hard Work U. Students would work off their tuition, would not have a tuition bill. Not sure if that's still the case, but many years ago when we'd go to Branson to cover the tournament, that's what they would say. I'm excited for head coach Jesse Biggs, this year's team. I was a part of a national championship team during the 2014 season when St. Francis went 38-0 and won the national championship. And I'm telling you, if Taylor can keep up her hot shooting, this team most certainly could win a national championship. Going to have to get past the opening and second round first, and we are going to wait patiently to see where Indiana Tech will head. So let's take another look at the NAIA coaches top 25 poll. Ever since kind of wild. Indiana Tech wins 13 games in a row, then loses to Siena Heights. It was really the 66-62 loss against Taylor University out of the Crossroads League. I think that hurt us the most. But for the most part, we've had the same amount of votes. Indiana Tech getting 71 votes in that 26th spot. Carroll out of Montana getting 60 votes. They're in the 27th spot. But moving into the top 25 from receiving votes was Corbin out of Oregon, Southeastern out of Florida, and Tennessee Southern. So the top 10 teams stay intact in that final poll with Dorr out of Iowa, 27-1 record. Freed Hardman in Tennessee go second and third. They're both out of Tennessee. Marion out of Indiana, St. Francis out of Indiana go 4 and 6. Campbellsville out of Kentucky, number 5 rank. Look at Rio Grande. And at number 8, Dakota State at 7. So to say the least, going to be a fun tournament. And this Indiana Tech team is not the same team, I do not believe, that lost to Siena Heights. And we saw that on display this past Friday with the defense that the Warriors played against that Siena Heights team, a team that had 2 first-team all-conference performers. Rochester only had 1 player make first team And that was Zyder. You could argue that Summers or Andrews easily could be a first-team player, but Rochester only got one player on the first team. Siena Heights and Lourdes both had 2 players on the first team. That's okay, though, because Rochester's guaranteed to make the NAIA National Tournament. And will the people putting the tournament together be so inclined to add Lourdes and Siena Heights and Aquinas? I don't think all 5 will get in, but good shot that there will be 2 of them to get in. As our coaches now cutting down the net, getting their picture taken. The only piece of net that I ever had, I never got one as a player. The piece of net that I got was during that 2014 season, where it's Sioux City, Iowa. The confetti will fall from the rafters. It's a very, very good feeling. And that buzzer sounds and you're a national champion. So once again, everybody, your final score is 76-48. We're going to go ahead and give the player of the game in this one to Taylor Covington. 15 points, 5 of 10 shooting from three-point land, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. Playing great defense. A great game all the way around for Indiana Tech. We could say the MVP is the whole team, but since Taylor is playing for the last time ever on this floor, it's going to go to Taylor Covington. Outstanding career. Taylor once again entering today with 1,813 career points. And she could possibly have, what would that be, 6 more games? 5 more games left. You average 20 points per. Be around a little over 1,900 points for her career. Either way, though, it's unparalleled. So many great moments here at the Schaefer Center with Taylor Covington a part of this roster. Want to wish both teams good luck and a great job by Rochester Christian. Their head coach, Jared Ocampo, taking his team from 9th place all the way to 2nd place in the WHAC. Good luck to Rochester Christian, as both of their teams will be heading to the national tournament. It's a good feeling there, I'm sure, for that athletic department. Folks, I'm Jeff Mahoney. We had Oscar Harrison on camera. That's going to do it here from the Schaefer Center. A big victory, 76-42 for Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech's 3 wins in the conference tournament have been big, big wins. 97-45 over Cornerstone, 77-49 over Siena Heights, and now the 76-48 win over Rochester Christian. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves warriors. Everybody knows that warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So, my fellow warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a warrior.